A Fistful of Dollars is here on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, released by Arrow Video. It can be found as a limited edition available at UK online retailers. The beginning of the Man with No Name trilogy, or as some refer to it as the Dollars trilogy, is often attributed to putting Clint Eastwood on the proverbial map. A Fistful of Dollars is the first pairing of Eastwood and director Sergio Leone, both of which have become filmmaking legends in their own right. Not to mention the score by the legendary Ennio Morricone. Eastwood's Joe, as he's called in this film, pits two rival factions against one another in a small town. Of course, things don't go according to plan, and it leads to one of the coolest climax shootouts in a Western. A Fistful of Dollars is an excellent Western which changed the genre forever, and it's still held in high regard today. I wholeheartedly give this one a recommendation. Even if you've never seen it, it is worth a blind buy. A Fistful of Dollars on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray has an aspect ratio of 235:1, with native 4K resolution, and it supports both HDR10 and Dolby Vision. For purposes of this review, I will be discussing the Dolby Vision transfer. According to the booklet provided by Arrow for this release, their version of the film on 4K utilizes the original 35mm 2perf Technicolor negative, and it was scanned and restored in 4K 16-bit resolution. Exclusively to Arrow, it was also graded in HDR and Dolby Vision. The source for its presentation here was relatively problem-free, no egregious blemishes or imperfections. Arrow's typical strong disc encoding is here, with often above mid-80s in bit rates. Grain resolves well, which to my eyes looked marginally better than on Kino Lorber's SDR-only disc. Speaking of, chances are, if you're watching this review and you have the existing Kino Lorber version, you're looking for the answer if this is indeed a better transfer than that disc. Not to bury the lead, but yes, it is, and there are a few reasons as to why this is so. For starters, the framing on the Arrow disc appears to offer slightly more information on the left and right side of the frame. This is definitely something that will pique the interest of the more hardcore fans of the film, so there is that. The presentation itself on the Arrow version appears to be more filmic, a little darker than what is presented on the Kino disc. It was a little jarring to go back and forth between the two, as the Kino looked almost blown out when compared to Arrow's. This version has a more natural cinematic appearance, which I found to be quite pleasing. In addition, the inclusion of HDR and Dolby Vision offers a more refinement to the overall palette. This leads to my description of a more natural-looking visual space. I did also find this aspect very beneficial. As a whole, the color timing in Arrows, at least to my eyes, wins the day. Black levels also show a more noteworthy improvement. Kino's disc made night scenes and darker interiors not as deep, with minor crush here and there. Here on the Arrow version, they're dialed in better and looked more appropriate. A Fistful of Dollars on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray supports a DTS 5.1 audio mix as well as a 1.0 mono. Both tracks are available in either English or Italian. Typically, I go for the English 5.1 audio mix when I watch the film, and overall, I thought it was a more or less identical track from the Kino version. I also did sample the original mono mix, and I thought that one was presented well from start to finish. Going back to the 5.1 for a moment, the overall sound design can be slightly erratic due to the dubbing nature of the Italian to English overlapping with Eastwood's natural vocals. Some light immersive ambience and action can be heard through the surrounds during the film, but it is limiting from the era and the source elements available at the time. That being said, I still prefer the 5.1, though occasionally the purist in me will want to revisit the film with the original mono. Speaking of the mono, Kino Lorber's disc is 2.0, where here it is 1.0, so just take that for what it's worth. With that said, the mono here is generally clean, problem-free as far as cracks, background hiss, etc. Now, this release from Arrow comes with a whole new slew of extras, as well as legacy content as far as bonus materials go. An interesting observation, though, from my personal end. Since this is a Region B Blu-ray disc, I needed to use my Region Free player for booting up the extras. A weird occurrence happened, as the menu would pop up with nothing actually showing as far as the list of extras themselves. I'm not quite sure if this is an occurrence for just myself, as I don't have any difficulties playing Region B discs previously on this player, but I will be able to determine once the next film in the series arrives if it is in fact my player or a glitch on the disc itself. As such, I'm not able to properly comment on the included extras, but there are numerous both legacy and new offerings to be included, and I will leave a link to what those are in the comments below. For the picture quality, I'm going to give A Fistful of Dollars on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray an A-. I am very pleased with the Arrow video version of the film on 4K, and it's certainly one that easily improves upon Kino's 4K disc. Is it worth it to trade in the old version for this one? In my opinion, yes. I think if you're a true fan of the film, you will enjoy this upgrade. For the audio, I scored it a B. There are more than a few options available as far as audio is concerned, and I think each one offers something of value. The tracks are presented well with no real issues to speak of, and I think no matter which version you opt for, you'll enjoy the experience. Since I'm not able to evaluate the extras themselves, I can't fairly produce a graded score. I will say, however, based on the listings, these look pretty impressive, and I think they will please most fans that are looking for both new and old content. So that is my review of A Fistful of Dollars on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray from Arrow Video. If you're interested in picking up a copy for yourself, I will leave a direct link in the comment section, but if you have the disc already, let us know your thoughts down below. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.